Press already. Hello, everybody. I'm Ho Chong and
I'm Stanley.
welcome to our Open the Box. All right, before we start, I will tell you a joke. Okay? You know why? Because we've been doing this Open the Box a few times already. And then actually my friend asked me, text me and said that, how come you got so many boxes open? Well, I thought it's kind of funny. Say, you sure or not? Your house got so many boxes to open. Yeah, okay. You have not enough boxes, you can buy that. Right? So, well, anyway, the idea of Open the Box is to share with every of our friends out there, you know, some of the gadgets that we have acquired, and then we thought it's pretty cool and very helpful and very useful to us daily life. And then we just want to share. Anyway, we are copycats. You know what we are copycat? Because if you go to YouTube, there's so many Open the Box programs. So many Open the Box content on YouTube. Unboxing program. It's called unbox phones, unbox tablets, unbox
Whatever that's new.
Yeah. And then there's always new items. Actually, we are not able to reach that level yet, so we are not able to get new phones and then to tell you, oh, what is this new phone about? But we want to share with you what are the gadgetries that we have been using ourselves, and we find it very, very, very powerful and very, very reliable, and really add a lot of convenience to our daily life. Right. So last episode, last episode, we shared with you this atmosphere sky. Air Purifier. Right, that was last episode. Okay, and today we are going to share with you a small little brother called
Atmosphere Mini.
Atmosphere Sky Mini. Yeah, so you see, can tell it's one big, one small. Very clear, very clear. So these two are whether big or small. Right, they are both air purifiers. Right, so talking about air purifiers, some people may be thinking, do I really need one at home?
In Singapore, what do you need?
Yeah, and then maybe I can start by saying that remember the haze a few years ago when the PSI went through the roof like 400 plus, and then that time you say you need a air purifier. Or if not, you say I will shut down my windows and then I will turn on the aircon. But it's so bad to the point that even behind closed windows you can literally smell the burning air, flying over from Indonesia, That's how serious it is. So you see now people are so easily so typically forgetful.
Yes.
Now that the haze is gone, and then you feel that, oh, no big deal anymore. All right, but the reality is, even without the haze,
right, still has a lot of pollution.
Exactly. Environmental pollution is always around. And then we are talking about Singapore being a cosmopolitan urban city. What kind of pollution we have? We don't have a lot of factories, right?
A lot of vehicles.
Exactly. Vehicles.
Yes.
All right. And then we have actually factory will still emit some level of pollutants, right? But the only thing is that these pollutants are so small to the point that sometimes you don't see it.
Yeah, the air looks clear.
Yeah. That's why we have to rely on the PSI index from NEA.
Yes.
So there are times that, for people who have actually have your app, the NEA app in your handphones, all right, or maybe sometimes you can watch our news program. If you are still tuning into MediaCorp's program, if you are, you will realize that they still at times showcase the PSI index, which is the pollutant level of the air pollutant level in Singapore. And it will actually tell you the air is good or no good. Right? And then why is it that we need to indicate that? Because you can't tell by our eyes whether the air is good or no good. You have to rely on the measurements.
You can't rely on your eyes, you can't rely on the smell.
In fact, some of the pollutants are smellless, odorless. way kong ka bo way. Okay. Yeah. So inside all this, okay, we are two particular things that is very taking a lot of more people are paying attention to it is the PM10 and the PM2.5. All right. So PM10 are basically pollutants that is 10 microns. All right. And PM2.5s are pollutant that is 2.5 microns. So which is bigger, huh?
What's that way?
Exactly, 10 microns. So how big exactly is 10 micron?
Oh, interesting.
Actually, 1 micron is about 0.0001 cm. Yeah, now I Google. Yo, hey, can you pass me a phone that I can Google? I realized that I didn't keep the phone around. All right. Anyway, 1 micron is how many cm? 1 micron. Sorry, Sunny must share this with you guys. 2 mm or 2 cm. 1 micron, 2 cm not easier. Okay, 1 micron. 1 micron is, oh my god, I hate this. 0.0001 cm. 1 micron is 0.0001 cm. That's so small you cannot see one unless you're Superman Right now.
That's 1 micron.
That's 1 micron. So 10 micron will be 0.001 cm. Okay. So we are talking about 2.5 micron would be 0.00025 cm. 0.00025 cm.
In any way, it's very small.
Yeah. In short, it's very small. You cannot see, and it's floating in the air. The best part is what not? No, the worrying part not the best part. The best part is because they're so small, they float in the air.
Yeah.
Understand?
Correct. They can float.
Yeah, like aerosols. Yeah, they float. They float. They float and float until it got caught by something. Caught by what? For example, surface, the nose, and then go to your lungs,
Eyes.
Yeah, your eyes, and then that's why you feel the allergic reactions.
Yeah.
And
So
then
during the days, a lot of people get running nose.
They
get
headaches,
sore eyes.
headaches, and then some people even have unable to breathe.
Yes.
Yeah,
Deep breathing, high blood pressure.
exactly. And why is it that it causing so much worry? It's because especially PM2.5, the danger and the how scary is that it will straight away go through into your nose and then travel right into your lungs and it's eventually directly going into your bloodstream. And then you will what? You will accumulate, and then you block
Your artery.
whatever. So that's how bad air quality can be. So anyway, we are talking about some of these issues, and then I want to remind everybody that remember the haze. But even if the haze is no longer around,
You still have the COVID-19.
the quality of air is still have to be careful. And then right now we have COVID-19, and the reports have already shown that the
COVID-19 is an
airborne and possibly waterborne.
Yes.
Because in Singapore they have already found sewage, some traces of COVID-19 virus in our sewage water. Right now.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Scary.
scary. Yeah. Of course, you will say that I don't drink sewage water. But basically, viruses are all around us. Okay? So that is outdoor air. You know what I mean? So most people will say that, okay lah, I know, outdoor, don't go out, stay at home. That's why a lot of parents nowadays always tell the kids, ayo, don't go out and play. Very bad, stay at home. Especially those children got asthma one. They say, you hey, you stay at home.
Actually, that's not right.
Yeah, but that's how the general conventional thinking we know. Right?
Yes.
Right now. Do you have Hegu last time?
Nope. Very healthy.
Yeah, I don't have Hegu. Okay. Yeah. In fact, right now there's a new term called the indoor generation. Indoor generation means this generation of people are spending like 90% of their time indoor, and which is quite true, you know. You know why? Because you think about it, how many hours within a day of 24 hours, how many hours you spend sleeping? At least 8, right? 6 or 8. Right? How many hours you spend in the office? Another 8. So that is already 16 hours indoor already. Correct not? And then even if your kids, alright, your kids are going to school, even if they go to school, it's also indoor. So meaning exactly thinking about it, when we say that 90% of your time is spent indoor, it's very true because 10%, which is only 2 hours. Yeah, really, you see a lot of people outside, you know, picnicking or, you know, or doing exercise or things like that, hardly. Especially now with the work from home, most people are even spending more time at home. Except recently, I see a lot of cyclists.
I think those minorities of people, even when you go out, I mean nowadays when you go out, in fact, you're most of the time indoor. You go to shopping mall, you're indoor. Exactly. You go to even cinema, you're indoor.
Yes.
So when you say you go out, yes, you may not be outdoor.
Yeah. So it's true that we are now the indoor generation there.
Yes.
Indoor generation, and then actually, is it good or is it bad? Actually, research has also shown that it's not good because the indoor air, as you think that outdoor air is bad, right? So you hide yourself at home, you keep your family members at home because you think that it's safe. Then now the research has shown that the indoor air is 5 times more polluted than the air outside. You may find this alarming, you say unbelievable. You say, I suddenly want to say unbelievable. Okay, this is not a singing contest, this is not singing program, this is a open the box for head. Right? Huh?
You have the head suitable for the song.
Hey, that one is different, okay? That is uncle, this is cool. Yeah, so a lot of people may think that it's unbelievable to actually realize that the indoor air is 5 times worse than, at least 5 times, it's not just 5 times, it's at least 5 times worse than the outdoor air.
There's actually, in fact, a lot of pollutants, right, come from sources which you don't expect.
Exactly, for example, pets.
Pets is one.
Yeah, you need sometimes maybe like that, your children already very allergic, very sensitive type, and then you let them keep pets. Oh my God, pet is a source of indoor pollutants. Okay, so you may not know.
And then a lot of people like to keep soft toys.
Stuff toys. Soft toys. Yeah, you know the soft toy wow, so cute, Hello Kitty lah.
All the stuff.
Yeah, unicorns, Lion King, you know, Pokemon. I help them to sleep. You know, which means even your pillows or your beds, if you are not cleaning them regularly, there's a dust mite, and dust mite is a form of pollutants and will cause a lot of asthmatic reaction in children and even in adults. Another one. Wait, I will finish. Sofa. If your sofa is the fabric type, yes, and you're not cleaning it, it's also a problem. Right now. So like that, oh yeah, that's true. That's why you have to, by now you should realize, the more you stay at home, right, and you are not taking care of all this indoor pollutant source, that's why you always find that after you stay at home, or your nose keep running, you keep sneezing, and then your children always rub the eyes, because you never take care of the pollutants at home. You have to clean regularly, and then worst of all, a lot of people, especially now summer day, you know why today we're like that? Because summer, this is summer wear. This is not unbelievable wear. You say Singapore or not summer?
Singapore is summer all year round.
No, especially this period, especially hot.
Yeah,
you go outside now, so hot. Then especially the pollutants are already so bad at home. And then a lot of people always like to close the window, turn on aircon. Then the worst, your pollutants are simply doesn't get out of the house. So at times you might want to just open your window and then let the air circulate a little bit. Then the dilemma comes. Come on, outside air sometimes no good. You open also no good. Then you close also no good. Or then how? Yeah. So we need an air purifier. So like we say, okay, you cannot care about what is the air outside. Outdoor air you cannot control. You cannot control. Yeah. Even our government at one time was having trouble trying to negotiate and try to get in control of the outdoor air pollution. They have so much trouble. So how can we control? We can't control. But we can all control what is in the air. What is the air within the home? All right, and as it is, like what we share with you, all right, it's 5 times more polluted than outside. Okay, Google right now. Don't say I anyhow say. Don't say I grab you. Google right now. Google quality of air. Google indoor generation. Google indoor air. You realize that a lot of researchers, even Singapore, NUS, A-Star, SingHealth, they would have already researchers to show that, all right, the indoor air in Singapore is equally bad, 5 times more. So these data we quote are not from overseas.
In fact, I want to share something which is very interesting.
Please, I talk a lot already. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, in fact, when we stay indoors, right, most of us stay indoors, we watch TV, we are on the computer, yeah. we have used all our...
You can look at the camera, you can look at me,
we use all the electronic devices.
Yeah.
So all these electronic devices, right,
yep.
when you turn on, it produces heat, generate heat,
yep.
And then all the components inside, they are actually emitting chemicals.
Yeah.
So the more you use, actually, you have more pollutants.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Or static, huh?
No, it's all your keyboards.
Oh.
When you turn on your computer, right? Then the fan, you actually generate out a lot of heat.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. That one I not my field of study. And Stanley is a engineer, right? By training, right?
Yes. Computer engineer.
Yeah, I'm not an engineer. So I hope at least up to this point, we're not hard selling you some rumors.
Yeah.
All right, you can all this data, all this information is you can find it in the web already. It's proven, and especially so. Therefore, we come to our topic today, which is back to the air purifier. As because most of us are even staying more time at home right now. All right. So therefore, the more you should have something to protect yourself, especially during this period. People going out of the house, come back. Even your body, you could have the traces of COVID. So you might want to be careful. You must have a sense of urgency. Because COVID is everywhere, it's flying. I mean, I'm not trying to scare everybody, but really, we just have to be alert. That's why this period is called heightened alert.
Yeah. Government asks us to encourage us to wash our hands, wash our clothes,
sing for beer, don't be blur, no, don't know what happened, I tell you. Right. So we have to be alert.
Yes.
Right. So it's good to, just like, we install security system, just like we install a very solid lock at home. You have to have something that can protect you, especially these enemies we are talking about are what?
Unseen.
Yeah, I'm invisible. Invisible. 可是什么东西最可怕？看不到的最可怕嘛。哎，所以鬼片最可怕。
明见暗见难防。
Yeah. You watch those scary movie or the horror movie, right? Especially the moment you see a ghost 奔来奔去you're not scared because you keep seeing it, right? But if the ghost how cannot see, you're very scared. So the what you cannot see is very scary. Okay, so therefore we want to talk about, we want to come back and talk about air purifier. So if you are watching this right now and you feel that until now what we talk about makes sense to you, and then you like to share with your friends, please like our video, share this video.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm sure everybody will benefit one thing or two. Right? If you don't disagree, you drop a comment and scold me now. We are open to discussion. Right? You like us, you share the video. You don't like us, scold me in the comment. How about that?
Okay.
All right, I'll direct all the scolding to Stanley. So anyway, okay. Like we say, the last episode we did the atmosphere sky air purifier, which is the big one. All right, so maybe you can bring in a little bit to see, and then yeah. So this is a big air purifier. It's really a heavyweight air purifier. All right. Don't need to be so slow. Yeah, this is not double. Okay, one but my hit. Okay. Then you must shoot us. Don't shoot the leg cannon. Yeah. Okay. So so this is the air purifier we talk about. It's a very it's really the top-notch air purifier. It's really the Rolls Royce, the top end already. All right, it's nothing comparable to what you probably see. All right, and then I think the important thing is when you want to buy an air purifier at home, number one, it must be effective.
Yes, definitely.
Why it is not effective? Buy for what?
Yeah.
Why not? If an air purifier is not effective, it's just like a fan.
You must serve the purpose.
Yeah, if an air purifier cannot be effective, you must have put a fan can it. Why not? Can you repeat one more time? If an air purifier is not effective, you must buy a fan. Right? Okay?
After that, I will put the code.
Yeah. Okay, and then therefore, number one, it must be effective. Number two, it must be reliable. Reliable means when you turn it on, it must work quick enough. Because sometimes you go home, you smell something, or it's in the air, the moldy smell, or you turn it on, blow 3 hours, the smell still there. So it must be something reliable one.
Right.
You turn it on, you'll solve your problem.
Just like coffee machine. If the coffee machine take 3 hours to make you one cup of coffee,
Yeah.
don't drink.
And then someone 3 hours come out, instead of tasting coffee, you taste tea. Not reliable at all. So therefore, number one, it must be effective, it must be reliable, and of course, it must be powerful. Right? Because we're talking about a living space, not exactly a small living space. Even though a lot of people tell me now, the HDB flat are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. For example, your Pinnacle house, not big, right? 4-room flat. 4-room flat, how big is the square? How square? Oh, I cannot remember. But if no matter how small, it's also at least 1,001 or 1,000 square feet, right? Should be, right? So, can you imagine if your living space is so big, and then, you buy a Hello Kitty air purifier, so small, wow, but then so cute. How powerful can it be? But it's cute, but not powerful.
Yeah.
Therefore, not reliable, and hence, not effective. So this one is really very powerful, effective, and reliable.
Yes.
Right? So our last episode we talked about it. It's really the state of the art because it is. Why is it so powerful, effective, and reliable? Because it does not have only one filter. Right? It has 3 filters. Okay. So it's important to understand. It has 1 pre-filter, as you can see. All right. I hope I'm not there of it. Okay. Okay. It has 1 pre-filter. Only if someone comes so close. Okay, this is a pre-filter. This pre-filter, no need to change one. Dirty, just like your aircon filter, go and wash. Very convenient. You see, this one, actually, 1 month only. This is like almost 1 month only. So dirty already. Right. And then after that, we have a heat pump filter. Yeah,
is better than HEPA.
Yeah. No, it's important. HEPA filter is a proprietary technology for air filter, right? Because for your air filter to be effective, you must have a HEPA filter, HEPA. You must have one. If your air purifier, whatever brand you buy, whoever sell you or whoever give it to you free, then you don't have a HEPA filter inside your air purifier. Your HEPA filter, no, your air purifier again is just like a fan. There's no effective filtering function. Okay, because HEPA stands for, alamak, you see now I want to show off already. HEPA stands for High Efficiency Particulate Arrestor. High Efficiency Particulate Arrestor. Okay, and only HEPA can handle all those very minute pollutants, and then like dust mite lah, like PM10, PM5. That's why recently if you realize, all right, even the aircon they start to say that I have HEPA filter. Even the vacuum cleaner also say that they have HEPA filter. Because they are trying to say that they can capture the PM 2.5, PM 10 at home. So this is really common knowledge now. No? Maybe you have not heard about it, but at least now you start to understand that at home, your indoor air is really quite bad. That's why even the aircon, even the vacuum cleaner also must have this, especially dust mite. Okay, so HEPA filter is very important. So if you go to all the what you call that, outlets, retail outlets, and you want to go and check out other air purifiers, and you ask the salesman, does this have a HEPA filter? And then the guy say, what is HEPA? Then you know that they don't know, they really cannot. They are not knowledgeable enough, and therefore they are not able to tell you what is the right choice. Okay, so this is a HEPA filter, right? And then there's the lifespan of this HEPA filter is up to 1 year and 1.5, 18 months. Even if 24-hour use, no? Even if, right? So this is one. So as you realize, the air will go in and then pass through the pre-filter, then pass through the HEPA filter. Then it will go to the last filter called, the last filter called the carbon filter, which is basically the older filter. Okay, older filter. Okay, this is almost 4 kg of charcoal here. Supposed to what? Supposed to help you take away the smell, the odor in the air effectively. And this is like almost 4 kg of charcoal. All right, and it's not normal carbon. It's not normal carbon, no. It's activated carbon. Okay, you want to hear me explain? Go Google what is activated carbon. I think these days we do live must do like that. Go Google activated carbon, not just normal carbon. Activated carbon, which means that it will have more surface area to help you to capture the odor pollutant. And this one can use up to 3 years.
I like this.
Why?
If you eat durian at home and you don't want and everyone know it.
Actually, even durian smell can take away, no? Okay, so this is roughly the technology. 1 filter, okay, 2 filter. Oh, sorry, I put it on here. Okay, 1 filter, 2 filter, and 3 filter. Okay, so the air will go through these 3 layers and then pass out from the last end, from behind. And then you pump the air through the air and then let it go around the living space. Okay, okay, so this is a simple thing like this. I can show you some data, all right, and let you understand a little bit, what are the items. Right? So as you can see from the chart that we have there for you, okay, it also comes in 5 speed. Okay? Come in a bit, can? Yeah. Camera was there. Okay, it comes in 5 speed. 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed, 4 speed, 5 speed. Okay? So very good. This is the deep what kind of panel? This is a very interesting panel. Sensor panel, touch panel. Okay? It has 1 speed, 2 speed, 3 speed, 4 speed, and 5 speed. Can you see? And every speed it will have different power. Okay? And then also you can see here, this is the indicator for the lifespan of the filter. So at the moment it's all green, 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 meaning what? Meaning is clean. Clean. It's useful. The moment it turns orange, you know that not so clean already. Yeah. Finally it becomes red, it's time to change. So I really like this because you don't have to guess. Right now. All right. So yeah, maybe we can also come in and show some more. Then you see this part, right? At the moment, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. The highest is 5. This red bar indicate, all right, the current air quality inside this room. Right. And then because just now we open, right, so a lot of dust is flying. And then you know I you tap somewhere, once the dust start flying, it will detect. So you see, after a while, it will turn back down once it cleans the surrounding air enough. So it's pretty cool. Right? And then of course you can have many things like auto. Auto means the fan speed will adjust by itself according to the air quality. Right now. And then we have this is what is it now? This is off. Okay. This is turbo. All right. Turbo is very good function in the sense that sometimes you reach home, you realize the air is very bad, and then you want the air to quickly get back to the acceptable level. You press the turbo, and then you from the lowest, right? Let's say this is the lowest, but the moment I press turbo, it will straight burst at the highest speed. And then the best part is once they detect that the air is good already, you'll go back to the original setting that you chose. Cool, right? Okay? And then, oh, I know what is this. This is the night light mode. And then this is the night mode. See this? This is the night mode. You know, some people, they say at night, even one little light, they also cannot sleep. So you see, you turn it on. You know, they say that, oh, this light is so bright, I cannot sleep. See, some people say, the light is too bright, I cannot sleep. So you see, you can turn it off. But yet, the purifier is still working. Right? Okay, and the best part I like to share with everybody is that, you can connect to an app. You can connect to an app. Okay, this app, okay, very interesting, Alright, you can connect to an app. Okay, you can see from here, you can see that we have an app. I show you, so the app is an A, turn it on, then you come up to here. You cannot disconnect it. Okay. Alright, so you can see I have quite a few units, alright? And then this particular one, okay, it says my office, I can connect. Okay? So once I connect already, right? Can you see? Is it clear now? How come so bad? Is it better now? Okay, it's connected. Yeah. Okay, so you can see I can have 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, 4 unit. I can connect, and then the best part is that means even I'm not at home, I can turn it on there. So if you have children at home, very young children, you scared you don't want them to touch the electrical appliances. you can actually turn it on for them. You can actually turn it off for them. You can actually turn up the speed for them.
It's very good feature.
Yeah, you can also turn down the speed for them. And then your parents, you feel that, oh, they are too old, they don't know how to handle this. Oh, you can also do this for them. So you see, at my bedroom, at my kids' room, at the office, at the living room. So you see, I can control all the different units. And then, as you can see, you can even see, all right, for example, this one, open. Oh, true. Okay, sorry, sorry a bit blur. Turn it on again. Okay. The best part about this is that you see, I can, for example, oops, the pre-filter need to be clear. It will tell you the condition of, of the every filter, right? I'm so sorry if you cannot see clear, but it will actually monitor the lifespan of all your filter using iPad, using the app. Okay? You see the warning sign, right? Then my HEPA filter still got 71%, and my older filter still got 55%. So remember, go back and watch my wife, okay? Maybe I have to watch. Right? And then you also can turn on the night mode, or you can turn on either the night mode, you can turn on the auto mode, you can turn on the turbo mode, you can even turn it off, or you can even change the fan speed from here. And it can even tell you, all right, the air quality around the air right now. Okay? Yeah. You see, for example, I can tell based on my current location, it says whether the air quality is good or not. So this is called an Internet of Things, IoT technology. So this is very, very powerful. All right. So this is the the atmosphere sky. And then I want to go back to show you the data again. Data very important. All right, because it has many different speed. Okay, so you can see from on the top we have one thing called CADR, which is a clean air delivery rate. You want to talk about clean air delivery rate?
Clean air delivery rate, basically how fast the device can actually deliver clean air. That means how fast you can filter the air and
within the engine. What is the CC of the car?
The speed.
How fast it is. So the 5 speed that the atmosphere sky has comes in the 5 different CADR, and which is very important. Again, if you go to any of the retail outlet and ask the salesman, what is the CADR of this? They say, huh?
They don't know.
At least they don't know. Like I said, we are trying to share with you a very powerful, reliable, and effective air purifier. Anything that is not reliable, effective, and reliable, you buy home, you are just buying an electric fan. So CA, just now we talked about CA HEPA filter, which is very proprietary to air purifier. Now we talk about CADR, which is also very proprietary. If an air purifier doesn't have HEPA, if an air purifier doesn't have CADR, that means you are buying a fan. As good as a fan. So CADR is important because you want to know that how fast, or rather how big is the engine CC of this purifier to be able to handle all the air in your living space. Okay, so based on the chart that I showed you just now, right? At the highest speed, the CADR is how much? Sorry, I took away his chart.
So the CADR is
390.
No, it's 300 cubic feet meter. So basically it's
300 CFM. CFM is cubic feet meter per minute. Cubic feet per minute. Yeah. So at the highest speed, it's called 300 CFM, cubic feet per minute.
Yeah. So basically, it can clean up a space which is 8.5 cubic meter, because in Singapore we use the
HDB.
So 8.5 cubic meter per minute. So that's like an average bedroom size.
Yeah, slightly bigger than a bedroom. So a typical bedroom, HDB bedroom, if you turn this on at the highest speed, you only take how long to filter all the air?
13 minutes.
13, 13. 13 分钟, you go home, go and shower, come out, the air is clean already. So this is what we talk about, powerful, reliable, and effective. Can you imagine you turn on the atmosphere, some air purifier you have home, and then 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, you haven't finished that. You want to go bonkers because by the time you sleep already, the air still smell.
Yeah.
Right. So 13 minutes is the highest. And then you don't have to turn on the highest speed the whole day. You don't have to. Like I said, you turn on turbo, let it blast, 13 minutes later, it's all clean up. Okay, then you turn down to the...
Yeah. Or to make it simple, you can just use the auto mode.
Yep.
Let the device sense the quality of air.
But now we always advise, my personal experience with this air purifier is that at night, do not turn on the auto mode. You know why? Because the moment you turn your body, you know the bed got a lot of dust mite, a lot of dust mite, you fly. And then when you fly, you go to auto mode, you'll detect, then you then you wake up, then you don't blame me. So at night,
scary.
Yeah, at night just turn the lowest mode. The lowest mode. So at the lowest mode, what is the CFM?
Lowest mode CFM is 80 CFM.
80 CFM. So 80 cubic feet per meter, meaning?
Meaning is actually 26 decibel.
No. How long it takes to clean?
How long it takes?
Yeah.
It will take 49 minutes to clean.
Even at the lowest speed, it only takes 49 minutes to clean the entire room, which is not too bad, less than an hour. Alright, which is pretty cool. So therefore, from the lowest speed to the highest speed, it's ranging from 49 minutes to 13 minutes to clean the room. This is what CADR is called. So I hope that you understand CADR, which is very important. In an air purifier, you don't have HEPA filter, it is a fan. Okay? If an air purifier doesn't have a HEPA, doesn't have a CADR, effective CADR, you're just buying a fan. Okay? I hope you really remember this in your mind. Okay? Go Google what I say. Okay? You don't have to believe me. Right? So with the CADR, we want to talk about the next one is
sound.
The sound.
The noise.
Of course, because if the fan is very powerful, if the fan is very, very reliable, obviously it will make a lot of noise. Right. So and you can hear this. I want you to hear this. I bring out the mic. This is my mic. Okay. This is the lowest. Can you hear anything? I put behind the fan. You can tell it. You must shoot the fan, shoot the mic. I put the mic behind. You can't hear anything, right? Okay, turn to highest. Can you hear? So that is the difference. But even at higher light, the noise is acceptable. It must be acceptable because you cannot suddenly you turn to the loudest, right? The neighbor also can hear. Then your neighbor come knocking you. Your house is renovating. So this decibel is what?
And the highest speed is 52 decibel. So
52
it's
decibel.
like your normal conversation.
And the lowest speed is what?
Lowest speed is actually 26 decibel.
You know what is 26 decibel? No. 26 decibel, it's the sound the butterfly make when they fly. You think I'm joking, right?
Yeah.
26 decibel is the sound the butterfly make when they flap their wings.
I don't know what sound it is.
That's because you can't hear. You think I'm trying to be funny, right? But that's how quiet it is. That's how quiet it is. 26 decibel at the lowest speed is the sound that the butterfly make when they flap their wings.
You don't believe it.
No, this is just to give you an analogy to make you understand how quiet this air purifier can be. at the lower speed and still so effective in the sense that by 53 minutes, it will already clean off the air in 49 minutes, not 53, 49 minutes. So, powerful yet quiet. Important, huh? So, it's powerful, it's quiet. What next we need to tell people?
The power consumption.
Yeah, because this one is run on electricity, it's not run on battery. So, anything that is electrical appliances, you need to be wary whether the power consumption is high. Because you also don't feel like turning it on. You say that, yo, no need, I rather not breathe. Because correct or not? So this one, very important, it has an Energy Star. Energy Star certification. Okay, Energy Star certification capsule. The label is here. They dare to put it up, means it must be certified. Right? If not, they'll get in trouble. So this is the Energy Star certified electrical appliances. Meaning what? Very power saving. Very power saving. Alright, power saving means even if you on this 24 hours, you will feel that you don't feel even the electrical bill has gone up. You wouldn't even feel it. Okay, so extending on to share our friends.
Okay, so at the higher speed, right?
At higher speed,
this device will be the power is actually 47.
Hey, look at the camera. Look at me. I'm very scared. You keep looking at me. I'm very scared. No, you give me a lot of pressure. No. Look, it's because you keep looking at me. Then I thought you give me the pressure to talk. That's why I talk non-stop.
Yeah, sorry about that. So at the highest speed, the power consumption is actually at 47 watts.
Yeah.
So if you use it for 8 hours, it costs you less than 10 cents.
Huh? Oh, that means if you turn this at the highest power and you go to sleep for 8 hours, it only costs you 10 cents.
Less than 10 cents.
Wow. more. Huh? Very low, right? You'll be, you say you sure, yeah. Based on 8 hours usage, even at the highest power, okay, which we already told you, not recommended because it can be quite loud compared to the lowest fan speed. All right. But even if you turn the highest speed for 8 hours of sleep, it only costs you not more than 10 cents.
Yeah, right. So if you actually turn it on 24 hours,
24 hours.
Yeah, it actually costs you less than 30 cents.
Even if I turn on 24 hours, it's 30 cents.
Yes.
Gosh, so you see, based on the chart, this chart is prepared by Stanley himself. He calculated. That means you really you turn this on for 24 hours at the highest speed, every day for 24 hours, for one whole year, it only cost you how much in electricity?
$103.
$103. When you can't even buy an iPhone. It's true,
Yeah.
But this is the extreme case. We are not asking you to turn this at the highest speed and run it for 24 hours. This is the extreme case. That means at this extreme case, the power consumption is only $103 per year. Wow, I can't even how to. That means 1 month how much is it? Wow, very low. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. So therefore, like I say, if a lot of people feel that this thing are very gigantic, they don't turn it on, then it's no purpose really. So I always think that this is pretty cool because why? The CADI is very powerful, and yet it's very quiet, and still it's very power saving.
Yep.
So at the lowest speed, the speed whereby the butterfly flap the wing.
Okay. So if you on that at the speed for 8 hours,
the butterfly flap the wing.
Yeah. So it costs only 1 cent.
1 cent? Okay. I tell you, you know what is 1 cent? 1 cent is you go to pay the electric bill, you don't even know how to pay because now there's no more 1 cent coin.
I think they will wait. They will wait until you accumulate enough, then they will charge you.
They'll accumulate until 5 cents, then you pay them 5 cents. Right.
Yeah.
So if you use
24 hours,
it's
3 cents.
3 cents. Wow, 3 cents still must wait until it becomes 5 cents.
Yeah.
So after accumulating entire year
is slightly more than $10.
Slightly more than $10. Wow. Amazing. So think about it. For $100 of power electrical bill per year, You put this at home, you protect your entire family.
Yes.
I think this is amazing. It's like I always feel that this is, even if you turn it 24 hours at a high speed, it's like having a 24-hour force shield in your house. Amazing, isn't it?
I don't want to go out anymore.
Yeah, you probably don't go out. It's true, no? Actually, once you have once you have a reliable, powerful, and effective air purifier at your house, okay, the moment you go to other people's house, if they don't have a good one, you can probably smell something in their house very fast. Because you get used to a very, very, very clean and very well-maintained environment. Right. So this is why we spend so much time talking about Amazon Sky. We basically cover almost the whole thing we talked about last week. Today we're supposed to talk about Mini.
Right, the little product.
Yeah. So I scared people already think that we not talking about the topic anymore. So we better quickly go into Mini.
Okay.
So all right. So Mini is a new addition. All right. Because some people may feel that their house not so big, then and then especially I feel that I have a lot of friends who came from overseas to work in Singapore, so they just rent a house. No, rent a room. Yeah, so maybe they feel that it's not very mobile for them to carry this, especially when they need to change the room after the lease expires. So I think this is pretty good. So again, it is really depending on the living space we're talking about. Right now, if you live in a bungalow, right, you cannot buy a Mini and say one is enough.
It's not effective.
Yeah, it's not effective. Honestly, I tell you, if you live in a bungalow, you say that I only need a mobile, I think it's disproportionate. It's improportionate. It doesn't make any sense. How can you say I live in a bungalow, 24,000 square meters, and then you say you'll buy a Mini? It doesn't make any sense at all. This is just like you buy a Hello Kitty small little air purifier put in the HDB 5-room flat. Also not effective. All right, so we are saying that for a smaller living space, all right, you might want to consider Mini, which is just launched on the 1st of July, which is pretty cool. So the principle is almost the same as the Sky. All right, the air will go in from the front, pass through the filter, and pump up from the top. The only difference is that, of course, you see, everything is smaller, so therefore it's lighter. I one hand also can do it.
It's only 5.2 kg.
Yeah, 5.23 kg. So because it's smaller, the filtering technology is slightly different in the sense that instead of the 3 filter you saw just now in the amateur Sky, right? This one also 3 filter. But the 3 filter is is 3 in 1. Wow! Only 1 filter, you see that? It's 3 in 1. So there is still a pre-filter here, right? And then it still has a carbon filter in the center, and eventually you see the HEPA filter. Okay, so it's a 3-in-1 filter. So if you need to change, one time change 3 filter. And one time change 1 filter, you count in everything. But for amateur Sky, depending on the usage, the lifespan varies a little bit. So for example, just I show you at my house now, the pre-filter already must wash. But the other two still usable. But this one, at the moment finish, one shot, you must change the whole thing. So this is the filter.
So according to the website, the lifespan of this filter is around 6 months to 10 months.
Yeah. 6 months to 10 months. Again, it depends on the usage, and again, it depends on the living space. Okay, so you see, so this is the technology, very easy, and still at the same time, the same thing. Can you turn off the volume?
Cannot.
You cannot. Okay. Samsung phone logo. Cannot turn on. This cannot turn on. You sure cannot turn on? Can you talk a bit? Let me go and settle the volume.
Right. So basically, this Hemisphere Mini, right? I think this is a very good device. Very good filter, not only for living space, but if let's say in the future when you go back to office, if you are working in your own office, which is a small area, this is actually a good air filter to consider. Especially when you need to actually meet clients in your office, there's always people coming in and out of your office. I think this is actually a good investment, right? So, like the atmosphere sky, this mini, right? It has actually effective CADR of 130 cubic feet. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you miss me, right?
Yeah, I miss you. Glad that you came back so fast.
Yeah.
So we have actually 3 speed. So at the higher speed, right?
So instead of 5 speed, you only got 3 speed. You know what?
Yes.
Yeah. The big brother got 5 speed. The mini only has 3 speed. 1. Yeah. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1 speed, 2 speed, 2 speed, and 3 speed. Right? So it's the same thing, right? We also have what kind of this is basically telling the filter the lifespan. Okay, this is telling you the air quality, right? And then there's a night mode, okay, and there's the auto mode, right? Okay, auto mode, right, and then the night mode, right? Okay, and this, okay, so this is the best part also. This one can connect to internet, can connect to Bluetooth, can connect to the app. Yeah, so I'm going to show you how we go connect the app right now. Right? Can you show this part? Show this part. So I just turn app. No need. Okay. So we will search. We search. Then I must turn on the Bluetooth. Okay. It will take a while. Okay. It will take a while to search. It's like, in the out in the open sea. You should scan. Okay, and find out where is that device. Okay, so we're trying to search for the device right now. Right? Okay, we found your atmosphere mini. Cool, right? Yeah. Then next pair. So they will tell me to turn on tap the fan button on your air. Fan button is this one. See? Securely connecting.
Very simple.
Simple. Bluetooth connected. Gosh. Next pair with my Wi-Fi. Okay, connect to Wi-Fi. Okay, so you will try to find my Wi-Fi. Okay, I find the Wi-Fi. That's my key password. Okay, I show the whole world my password. Nice. Funny, right? I cannot be showing the whole world what is our password correct. Hey, Sarah, what's the password? I cannot remember something. Is it this one? Okay, Geo, okay. Sorry, I cannot show you my password my Wi-Fi. It doesn't make sense I show to the whole world, right? Yep. Scotty, my usage for Wi-Fi is very skyrocketed. Alright, so you see it's connecting. Okay, I'm sure it will work, just that it sometimes takes a bit of longer time. Okay, so maybe while waiting for the network, the Wi-Fi to connect, okay, you can go back and talk about the chart again, okay? Right? So the same thing, this mini also got what? Also got CADR one. Yep. That doesn't mean that the smaller it becomes, the CADR gone. Let us emphasize again. Any air purifier, if it does not have a HEPA filter, you're buying a fan.
Yep.
And then for this case, you're buying a slightly smaller fan. So good, important that even small, no matter what size, you must have HEPA filter. Yep. HEPA, high efficiency particulate arrestor. Right? Without a HEPA, right, you will not be able to. Oh, I'm connected already. No, we come back later. I want to see the what. Without a HEPA filter, you will not be able to capture the PM 2.5, PM 10, and the viruses and the bacteria effectively. Okay, so we need to have the HEPA filter. Right, and then at the CADR, you talk about CADR?
Right. So as you know that this device has actually 3 speeds. So at the highest speed, the CADR is actually 130 cubic feet per minute.
130.
Yeah.
So it's almost like half,
Yep.
Almost half. Half the size, half the power.
Half the power of the speed file of this device.
Yes.
Highest speed.
So at 130 cubic feet per minute, how long will it take to clean the air in the room?
So to clean the air in the room, it will take around 30 minutes.
30分钟, 30 minutes. So just now the high speed takes about 13 minutes. Now the high speed takes about 30 minutes. So it's still workable. 30 minutes. Within 30 minutes, you turn to the blasting turbo mode, all the air in the room will be cleaned up already.
So I think to give the viewer the context is that the numbers is actually comparing the room of the same size. So just now we talked about the size.
Yeah.
So this smaller
We
one.
are saying that putting the 2 of them in the same room size, the amount, the time taken to clean the entire room. So we're still talking about the same room, same room, same room. Not become your room, then turn to my room, no. And then we just stay in the same room,
No, definitely not.
What? Don't think long, okay? So at the lowest speed,
Okay, so at the lower speed, right, the CADR is actually 50 CFM.
Yeah.
So it will take around 78 minutes to clean up.
78 is 1 hour plus. 1 hour and 18 minutes. Slightly long.
Very long.
Slightly long. But of course, again, depending on the room size, if your room is really smaller, right, then you take shorter.
Yep.
Okay.
Because I think just what you mentioned, right, this device is actually more suited for a smaller living space as compared to the Sky. Exactly. So if you have a small space, definitely you will not take 78 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, if you just happen to tune into our channel and then watching us talking about some air purifier, okay, this is Ho Chong and this is
Ready?
Yeah, we are doing this open the box. All right, we are trying to share with you our favorite air purifier, and we think that everybody should have an air purifier at home to protect your whole family. Especially now, most of us are staying at home like for more than 90% of our time.
Yep.
Right, and then we are sharing in particular this brand called Atmosphere Sky Purifier, and then we have a big brother called the Atmosphere Sky, and then we have a smaller version called the Sky Mini. All right, so in case you say what the hell we're talking about, okay? So so far so good. A lot of things. If you, like I said earlier, if you like what we say, help us to share this video. Because maybe a lot of people we're actually trying to share knowledge. Most people are not lacking products.
Yep.
Most people lack knowledge, and because you lack knowledge, you don't know how to choose your product, and therefore you end up spending a lot of unnecessary money. They call it intelligent tax.
Okay.
Chinese call 智慧税 智商税也是. Because if you don't know how to buy a product, you always buy you wasted a lot of money. Right? So we are trying to share with you our experience, our understanding and knowledge of why you need a good air purifier at home. And when we talk about good, it must be reliable, effective and powerful. Okay, if you finally decide to buy an air purifier and then you realize that it's not powerful, not reliable, not effective, then just buy a fan. Okay, right. So we talk about HEPA also being the proprietary technology. Also we talk about CADR, which is also a very important proprietary element for air purifier. Okay, so we just covered the CADR for Sky Mini. Okay, all right. So can we have the chart back again?
So I think you will be interested in how much noise this
exactly
device makes, right?
Yeah.
So at the higher speed, which is the speed 3 for this Sky Mini, it actually makes the same amount of noise as the.
Oh, is that right?
Sky.
Wow, you mean it's so small and still so noisy?
Yep.
Wow, it's just like what they always call the empty vessel make the most noise lah. So even though it's the smaller, okay, now we're going to try again. We're going to try again. Right, so this is the smallest one. Smallest one you can hear is actually about what?
52 decibel.
And yeah, this is the highest. Okay. So once you turn to the lowest, which is about 35 decibel. So it's also very quiet. You can hardly feel anything.
So this is a bigger butterfly than big.
Yes, this is the bigger butterfly among. I don't know. Okay, so of course, the final very important thing we want to show everyone is the power consumption.
Yeah.
Yes.
So at the lowest speed, is consuming 8.6 watts. And
8.6
at the
watts.
highest speed, you'll be consuming around 41.7.
You know,
around 42
incidentally
watts.
speaking, just now I never highlight this. At the lowest speed of atmosphere sky, the power consumption is only 5 watts. 5 watts. You know what is 5 watts? Friend, listen to this. 5 watts. If you use 2 AA battery to generate any of your device at home, it's more than 5 watts already. It's more than 5 watts. 2 AA battery is more than 5 watts. And yet, this one so tall, so big, at the lowest speed, it only use 5 watts.
Yeah, it shows that how energy saving it is.
How energy saving it is. You're right. So for this atmosphere sky mini at the lowest, it also only consumes
8.6 watts.
8.6 watts. 8.6 watts. Right? So that one maybe is it 3 AA battery? Okay. Yeah. So at 3.8 watt, 8.3 watt.
8.6.
8.6 watt.
Yeah.
What is the money that
Yeah. So at the 8.6 watts, right, which is the lowest speed, it actually costs less than 2 cents.
Cost than 2 cents if I turn on for 8 hours for one night sleep.
Yep.
Okay. And what if I
24 hours?
I want to open 24 hours?
24 hours is around 5 cents.
5 cents? Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
And 1 year?
1 year is 18, around almost.
Okay, I think we don't want to read the figure to our viewers. I think I'm sure the charts is very clear. You can read all about it. Okay, we don't need to repeat and become a good news forecaster because we're here to share, how good this air purifier can be in terms of reliability, in terms of effectiveness, and in terms of its power. Right. So when you put all these factors together, you realize that it is very powerful and yet it's very quiet. And yet when it's very quiet, right, it's still very power saving. So I think it's very difficult to find 3 such elements put together. Of course, the final question they want to ask is how much? Right, how much? Of course, you want to ask how much, right?
Yep.
All right, how much? Okay, please PM us. All right, I will message you. All right, it's not because that it's a secret, it's actually an open secret. In fact, if you want to Google about it, you may actually look for it. But like I said, all right, one thing to note, the atmosphere's sky, I said right from the start, is a top-notch, okay, Rolls-Royce kind of level of air purifier. Okay, and then when you look at all those specifications, you will understand what I mean. Okay, this is something that really will protect your whole family, thoroughly. Okay, and you will definitely see the result you want. Okay, and then this screen, half the size. Okay, actually, it's interesting to know that the price is also half the price. Okay, so but really you want to talk about it, you can PM us and then we can tell you more. Okay, before we go, I also want to show you the connection between the app with the new Mini. It is really new. Today we really opened the box. We haven't even used it yet. Well, I tell you honestly, I bought this on Wednesday, or is it Wednesday? I bought it on Wednesday. I didn't even dare to open it. I didn't even use it. I keep until today. I open with you.
So ordered.
Yeah. Later better go and buy one also. Because it's so good. Okay. So this one, I just to show you how we connect this. So what I'm going to call this unit I have. This unit I call dining. No, I'm going to call dining room because I'm going to put it at my dining room. Dining area. Okay, I'm going to put this at my dining area. So you can see I keep dining, right? Yeah. Okay. And then you say next. Hooray! Your atmosphere mini is ready. Yeah. God, you see now I have 5 units. Anyway, a lot of people always no, actually 1 unit is the office area here, which is this you can see this office area. So at home I have 4 units right now. Okay. So actually a lot of people also say, why must you have so many units at home? I told you already, the idea is very simple. It depends on how big is your living space. I mean, can I ask you a question? How many aircon split unit you have in your home? I'm sure every room have one. Right?
Yep.
You cannot say install one in the living room and then blast it and then the whole other room can get it right. Doesn't make sense. So because the area doesn't, even I don't talk about aircon, I ask you a very simple, even simpler question. How many electrical fans you have at home? I'm sure every room also have one. Cannot be, it can't be possibly that you have one fan at home, then you all take shift to use it. Monday your mother use, Tuesday your children use, Wednesday then you use. Cannot be right. So honestly, a lot of people always ask me, why you need so many air purifier at home? Hey, no matter how powerful, there's a limit to its capacity that it can cover. Beyond that limit, even the Rolls Royce is useless already. So like what I said, if whichever unit you decide to buy, if you put it in the 30,000 square feet, the bungalow is effective. You know what I mean? So even though my house is just a typical HDB 5-room flat, yep, I need about 4 units. So okay, I named it dining room. So again, you can see, okay, I can control all the speed. Okay, I can monitor the lifespan of the filter. Okay, and then I can turn it on, I can turn it off. Okay, all remotely using my app. Okay, and I also can what else? Yeah, very good. So you see, then when they tell me the filter is due for when it's even due for replacement, and then I need to buy filter, I can just click on it. So alright, so this is the app we talk about, which is wonderful, right? Okay, come back and turn us to our face. Alright. Did we miss out anything? Very thorough, right? Like that we talk for 1.5 hours, right?
Yep.
Amazing, right?
Yep.
I never talk. Okay, this is stupid because nobody do Facebook live streaming for 1.5 hours. But today we want to do it properly. We want to do it thoroughly.
Yep.
We want to cover as comprehensively as possible so that all our friends know how to choose a good purifier. Air purifier.
I think one thing we need.
Yes.
How many types of pollutants do you get?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Oh, this is so important. This is so important. We talk about power. We talk about everything else. But you need to understand it. Now, where's my? I have a manual, right?
It's inside the box.
Yeah. I know it's inside the box, but yeah. But the important thing is that it must not be in the box now. It must be in your hands now. Right?
Yeah.
You see, we have a manual. Yeah, it's important. No matter how good the CAD are, no matter how power saving it is, no matter how quiet it is, it's important to know that. So, what exactly can this purifier filter off? What can they filter off? Okay, it's not inside here. All right. Okay. It's not inside here. Okay, never mind. This atmosphere sky, together with the sky unit, we guarantee you can filter more than 300 of pollutants in the air, including coronavirus floating in the air. This one I guarantee you. You cannot, okay, quote me. All right. So other than all the commonly homebound, pollutants, but the most relieving and most important information I'll give to everybody that it can filter off SARS, it can filter off coronavirus. because we just not talk about the filter capability, the HEPA, we talk about it is 0.0030 0.00024 micron. Let's go through this again. How many cm is 1 micron? 0.0001. 1 micron is 0.0001 cm. This one can filter 0.24 micron.
Yep. Based on the website, they're saying that
0.000.00024 micron.
That is 30,000 times smaller than the diameter of our human.
Yeah, so 0.00024 micron is 30,000 times smaller than one strand of our hair. So therefore, it can effectively filter off coronavirus. And this is good to know. It's important to know. I mean, I don't want to say this, but you can Google around, right? Quite a few hospital and medical establishment is actually using this brand. Okay, I'm not trying to use this as an endorsement, but you can Google about it. But the fact remains that the capability of this amateur guy to filter off coronavirus is firm. And then this is really a very assuring and relieving function that I think a lot of people are looking forward to, because knowing that COVID is it's airborne,
it's going to stay with us,
and then it's going to be around with us. It's going to be our good friend for a while. Yeah, so we might want to seriously ask about whether your particular brand of air purifier can handle coronavirus. It cannot, then you're still buying a fan. Right, anything else we missed out?
I think that's about it.
That's about it, right? Again, nobody do live for 1.5 hours.
Right, we are the first.
No, I'm not sure we are the first, but I'm sure we are definitely not the last. All right, but really we want to be very thorough and work with as comprehensive as possible. Really, if you feel that this video, this live streaming is useful for yourself, for your friends, all right, please help to share. Right, we really just want to, let everybody understand our knowledge as well, and then it will benefit most people. Okay, but we'll come back with our next episode of Open the Box soon,
Yep.
Yeah, just like beginning, I said that a lot of my friends asked me, "Why you every day open boxes? How come you got so many boxes to open?" Right, of course, all right. So the next episode we're going to do it together with Stanley, and then we're going to come back with our Oppa also. Right, we're going to talk about gadgets again, small little gadgets, but very, very fascinating gadgets. All right, I forget the date, but yeah, stay tuned to our FB page, Axfield.1969, and then remember to like and share our video. All right, and then better yet, okay, like our page and follow our page.
Yep.
All right, okay, so that's all we have for you for today. And then if you need any further information, please PM us, and then we'll be most willing to answer your every question you can get. Okay, because we want to make sure that you buy the right stuff and do not waste your money. Okay, Stanley, say goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.